My name is Luis Armenta.
My name is Jolie.
I'm Reed.
I'm Charlie.
Brett. Benton.
Tara.
David. Brooke.
Devin.
Spencer.
Nick.
Harrison.
Daniela. Stella. Annika. Daniel. Corin.
Cesar.
Victor.
I'm Callum Stearns.
Zelia Lopez.
Nathan, middle name Taylor Nasvik.
I'm Gunnar.
I'm Emily.
Liliana.
Zuli Lapa.
My name is Parker, and I'm pretty sure my grandma and grandpa were from Ireland.
Irish, Scottish, English, French.
I'm Mexican, Italian.
Swedish.
European and Sri Lankan.
I'm from Michoacan, Mexico. Mexico.
I am Russian and English.
English and German and Swedish.
English, German, and Irish.
Scottish and Irish.
Belgium and Irish.
Half Irish, a quarter English, and a quarter German.
Greek and German.
Hungarian, Scottish, and Danish. From Denmark is Danish, right?
Danish.
Okay, Danish.
My parents was born in Peru. Lima, Peru.
Ecuador.
Ancestrally, I am from Norway. English, Polish, and a little bit of Native American.
My mom is from Mexico City and my dad is from Oaxaca.
Our ancestors are from Pennsylvania.
And Germany and Sweden.
Mexico.
Half Australian, half American.
Welsh, Polish, Italian.
Italian, Norwegian, and Irish. English, German, and French. Native American, I think.
I Am From by Angelica Jill. I am from new crayons on the carpet, from bobby pins being lunch for the vacuum, from a sandbox hoping to find a treasure chest with gold coins, from toys that would go outside but never come back in. I am from a photo album with all my stored pictures of being small. I am from those moments where everything was simple and childhood memories I'll never forget.
I think it's very important to just know your heritage. It's also very interesting.
Our grandfather, he lived on the same, he was born 100 yards from where he died. On the land where he grew up, there's 8 generations on the same land. My dad was the first one to move anywhere else.
I don't really know. Never really talked about that with my family and what traditions they brought.
One of the cool stories that I found out about my family that I actually had no idea about before this was about my great-grandmother from 12 generations ago named Penelope von Princess Stout. She was an early settler from Holland. She was on a ship that shipwrecked in Sandy Point, New Jersey, and her husband was sick at the time, and all of the other settlers headed off, and she stayed in the woods with her husband, who was too sick to move. A group of Native Americans found them, and they killed her husband on the spot, and they mangled her and left her for dead, and she hid in a hollowed out tree. And then she was found by a friendly Native American who nursed her back to health, and she ended up making it through. And I just find it incredible that I'm here today because that person, that Native American, helped out my grandmother.
My, I don't know how many great-grandfather, he came on the boat right after the Mayflower.
We came over by boat to Ellis Island, and then I'm pretty sure they went into woodworking.
The first ancestor on my dad's side to come over to America came from Alsace-Lorraine, and he was a chef in San Francisco.
In the Civil War, Edmund Ruffin, my great-great-great-great-grandfather, fired the first cannon. He was 64. Sometimes it's just sad knowing that we had to fight to tell each other that everybody's the same.
My great-great-uncle, who came to America in the mid-1800s, helped invent the foldable top to the cardboard milk cart.
My great-great-grandpa, he lived in Baltimore, Maryland, and he had a spaghetti factory.
My great-grandpa, Angelo Del Chiaro, he started growing artichokes in Salinas, California. They came in the 1600s from France. America was like the land of opportunities and everything. My parents was born in Peru. I remember my dad when he was working to take care of sheep,
And I remember when my mom was in love with my dad, and then they came Ketchum and fell in love and got married.
My grandma, she had 3 uncles and her dad, and they were all involved with the mafia down in Reno, Nevada and in Lake Tahoe.
One of my family traditions is that we've kept this book since 1899, and anyone who comes or anyone who my great-grandparents meet, we get their signatures in this book or short stories.
The biggest thing she taught me was it doesn't matter who you've been in your past life, so to speak. If you're in America, you can make your own life, and everybody deserves the right to get that shot at the American dream.
My great-grandfather, he had a cleft palate. He was blind in one eye and he was deaf in one ear, but he overcame all these hardships and difficulties, and he rose from the lower class. He was living in the slums of New York City, and he started his own shipping business and his own shipping company. And even though he had so many health issues, he overcame those, and he worked so hard to provide for his family. The hard-working characteristic of my family has stuck through all those generations.
Being raised in Sri Lanka, they were farmers, so they were already kind of tough in that way. So I feel like I got that from them. Athletic-wise, I'm not nearly as athletic as either of them, but I think I am as tough as both of them, for sure.
The first thing I learned from my parents is just kind of like never give up, because my dad, even though he went through the recession and all that stuff and he lost his job, he still kept on like trying to find a job. He still kept on trying to find not like bad ways to find money, but like the good and hard-working ways to get money that was fair and clean, not doing things that some people would do. He kept on trying, so that's like the main thing I've learned, to never give up. And
I've heard from my dad that all people on the Beckwith side were really creative and amazing writers, and I think that's definitely influenced why I love writing so much. I want to follow in their footsteps and just do my family justice, I guess.
I was adopted by a family who on my dad's side is German and my mother's side is Filipino. So I really haven't inherited anything genetically from them, obviously, but morally, I've inherited a lot. My father was a supporter of the civil rights movement, which in those times was a big deal. This was like in the 50s, 60s. And he told me that people should not be judged by the color of their skin or their class or any of that. They should be judged by their actions. The thing he gave me more than anything else was that sense of what is wrong and what is right, morality, if you will.
I'm proud that we're not all apart like some families, and that my family's sort of close, like they all live in either Boise or Utah.
Talking about my family makes me feel happy too, because I don't go see them much.
We'd have these like bonfires every night. It's just some memories I'll treasure forever, just because of the scenery and being there with my family and stuff. Sitting here on these logs, listening to Nate's guitar, I don't think anything could be more perfect. My words echo off the trees and hang in the air, everyone in silent agreement.
I like it that we say a blessing. Like when I was little, I thought most families did that, at least like half, and then I realized like I would go to other people's houses for sleepovers and such, and it's like they don't do it, and I'm like, oh, so I guess that sort of makes us special. They say one for Thanksgiving and such, but we do it every night, which I think is pretty cool.
Traditions that are unique to our family are...
We don't have very many traditions. We usually do not have a lot. Like we celebrate the usual Christmas, my birthday, parents' birthdays.
Birthdays, weddings, New Year's, Thanksgiving.
Christmas, and we do celebrate Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos. The Day of the Dead.
For the Day of the Dead, we just remember the ones who have passed away. It's a very special day for them. Just keep them in memory.
When you think of Hanukkah, you think of how amazing it feels to be with your family. It's so cozy and warm and nice, and then you eat all this great food, and you're just so lucky to be there.
Food is a big deal in my family.
Fast snacks.
Scrapple.
Left side.
Fast snacks are these potato donuts that are Pennsylvania Dutch. They're really, really good.
Scrapple is a mixture of excess meat that the butcher doesn't want, so he puts it all in one thing. It's called scrapple because of the scraps that go into it.
Lefse is the traditional Norwegian kind of dessert. My family's made lefse for as far back as I can remember.
Pozole. Duck soup. Caesar salad. Tortillas. Shrimp and vegetable tempura.
Tostadas, enchiladas, tamales.
Donuts, latkes.
Pies. Peppermint cake.
Anzac cookies.
We add rice to every food.
Tacos. Burritos. Spaghetti.
Ravioli.
Macaroni and cheese.
Everybody in my family likes pasta. My grandparents love pasta. My little brother loves pasta.
The secret recipe for the pasta sauce, he doesn't tell anyone because it's been passed down. She would teach him how to cook and give him the recipes, and instead of using tablespoons, she would make circles on her hand to tell how much of salt or sugar or basil or anything. And so he would guess how much it was and write it down for himself when he was older. My dream is to go to college in England at Cambridge University and study creative writing, and then I want to become an author and live in Ireland.
My dream is to go to Pepperdine University and major in screenwriting and hopefully one day be an actual screenwriter.
Have a farm.
Professional rock climber and horseback rider.
Very successful animal cop. Marine biologist.
Cosmetologist.
A doctor.
My dream is to move back to Pennsylvania because I love it so much there, just to keep the traditions going because they are so long-lived.
My dream is to live a long life and be happy and successful.
To live in a safe place.
To just do something good with my life. I want to be something and I want to be someone in my life. I don't want to just be another stone on the ground.
My dream is to just make the world a better place where humans are all given the same respect. My dream is to spend a lot of time with my mom and dad because I love them.
For the future, I want to be successful when I grow up. I want to help my dad out. I want to be able to help him when he's older. I want to support a family. I want to have a family. I just want to live a good life, I guess.